Hey everybody, welcome to Fruit Loop Films. Today's a very special day. Me and my buddy Eric are going to Charlotte because I get my very first painting show or gallery exposition. What do you call it? I don't know. I'm doing my Sasquatch series. I'm showing it at Heist Brewing in Charlotte, and my buddy Toby hooked me up with a little spot in his gallery, and so it's my first time showing my paintings, and I'm really excited about that. The prospect of just getting my art out there amongst the world and whatnot. I got my buddy Eric with me driving, and he's got the space pod car with all the doodads and all the technology, and also lots of room to carry paintings. So
Hyundai Santa Fe.
Hyundai Santa Fe. That sounds like yeah, that's the thing. But anyway, we're on 85 and we're heading up to Charlotte, and I had got Eric listening to one of my favorite Sasquatch Chronicles episodes where the guy meets the old lady, and she has like a TV out in the woods so that the Sasquatch family can watch Spongebob. And one of my paintings is actually inspired by that. And so we're going to listen to the episode and see what he thinks about it. I figured it'd pass the time and be a pretty cool thing to listen to while we're heading up.
Can't wait
to show off my Sasquatch series. And so yeah, it's a beautiful day here in July 2022, and so let's get going up to Charlotte. It's nice to get on the road and just enjoy the Saturday, and the air conditioning is really nice in this car as well. So so anyway, here we go. We're gonna go check out Heist Brewing, where we're gonna hang the paintings. We're gonna deliver them, and then yeah, see what it's all about. So hope you enjoy. Let's go. All right.
Black thing go from left to right, and I thought, I'm gonna die out here. No one's ever gonna know. You know, I could be left to right.
One of the best parts of Sasquatch Chronicles is the intro, and
I couldn't believe what my eyeballs were showing me. I'll never forget how
I can't believe what my eyeballs were showing me.
I've never seen nothing that evil. I want to say it was human, but it wasn't.
It wasn't.
He was yelling at me to grab a gun. I was like, for what? He said, just grab a gun. And there's footprint all the way to the door of my house. It had went inside my garage, all the way to the door.
What are you reporting? Jesus Christ, you better. Sheriff, Zio. Hello?
Get somebody out here.
What's going on now, sir?
That son of a bitch is about 6 foot, huh?
Commercials.
Ready to start?
You would, for the audience, just kind of start from the
Bojangles
beginning.
and my favorite
Tell us what you were
Sasquatch
out
Chronicles
doing, and just kind of walk us into
episode.
what happened. What did you see?
Here we go.
Okay, well, actually, my first encounter happened. This was in 2004. When I seen it, I thought it was like maybe a baby bear, a cub that was caught in this tree. But it looked like a big cub. But as I got up on it, I realized that's not what it was. Didn't know what it was. Will it hurt me? And so I'm sitting there debating on this, and all of a sudden, the baby, we'll call it the baby stops crying and just stares off, and this whole demeanor on his face changed. Well, I looked to see where he's looking at, and there's another one. Only she's a lot taller. I'm 6'2", and she probably had 4 or 5 inches on me, so I put her at about 6.5. But I'm sitting there staring at that one, I'm frozen. I don't know what to do. I'm going to leave, and there's this old lady standing by my motorcycle. And I'm like, oh man, what? And she's probably going to jump on me for being, on this land, which I didn't know it was an abandoned rock quarry, but I go out there a lot, and I was like, oh man, here we go. So here's another thing.
Here we go.
As I'm walking back to my motorcycle, she's like, excuse me. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to get it from this old lady. And I walk up to her, and I'm like, hey, how are you doing? And everything, we said our greetings to each other, and she's like, I want to thank you for helping the baby Hank out. Did you understand that, Hank?
Yeah.
That's what she referred to him
That's
as.
what she
Hank.
called
That's
him.
another name
Yeah,
for
Hank.
Called him
Sasquatch.
Hank.
Yeah.
And
Hank.
I'm like,
that's what country people in
I'm
certain
like, what?
areas
I'm like,
call
what are you
them.
talking about? She was like, you helped the baby Hank out. And I'm sitting, I didn't know what she was talking about. And when she was saying it to me, I wasn't thinking about my encounter or nothing. I just thought maybe she was a delusional old lady. Then she explained it to me, and I remember I was out there one time, and the lady was telling me, she said that I've never really seen them do it, but she said the two babies, she said they fight a lot, and they fight over toys a lot, and she did say that they do have a really, really bad temper. I can't remember what our conversation was, but she stops and she was like, I'll be back. And I'm like, okay. And she's like, Papa's here. And this is the first time I've seen the alpha. And she goes outside, and I look out that window, and Wes, it was a beast out there.
What did you see?
It was a beast out there.
I mean, he was so big. I swear he was, at his shoulders, he was 5 foot across.
Dang,
He was
5 foot
humongous.
across.
And that lady, she's
Chicken McNugget.
picture of your typical old lady. She's probably 5'3", 5'4". She was at his waistline, and that's the God's honest truth.
Damn.
The top of her head was at
So he
his
was probably
waistline.
like close to
And
10
she
feet
was out
tall.
there talking to him. She had nothing on him.
Did he look more human-like?
Look at this
or was he
space
more...
technology.
He had the. It was dark, but it wasn't.
What in the world are we
There's a.
Nice signs.
But I guess I refer to him now as the booger lights. What people say, like the lights that that they have on the barn. And I could make him out pretty good, like his body features, but he was standing with his back to the light. We go and we sit down in the kitchen, and she's telling me, she had been communicating with them since the 70s, and they're like her family. And while we're sitting there, I heard
still be
something
like, that's a
upstairs,
crazy
and,
ass old
I think
lady.
nothing about it. I think maybe
Even if
I
I've
don't
seen
know what I thought
Sasquatch.
about it, to be honest with you. And she's sitting there, and all of a sudden she's sitting in this chair, and she leans her head back and starts making this clacking noise.
Oh, hell.
Well, I heard something coming down the steps.
Yeah, that's when you're like, oh,
Something coming
hell.
down the
Oh,
steps.
she's gonna start
And
clacking it.
all of a sudden, picking out behind her is the baby and another baby.
Oh.
And they're
Babies making babies.
they're staring at me. I hear them sniffing, just constantly like that. And she's, they both have their hands on her dress and are peeking around at me and sniffing. And she's telling that don't worry, they don't bite too hard.
Too hard.
I thought that was it kind of broke her.
How can you
That's
make
not,
this up?
that's not funny.
How
Yeah.
can you make this
That's
up?
what country people say stuff like
She
that.
ends up.
Yeah, you can't make
she
this
sits
stuff
back
up,
down,
man.
and they're sitting there, and they're standing right beside her, and they're like, they have their hands down, but they're kind of looking at me and
It's
everything.
the best story ever.
And we're sitting there, and like she had some muffins sitting on the counter, and they go over there and grab the muffins and are eating them, and it's just like,
Oh, there were these
just like
muffins.
Yeah, he's not that creative.
No.
And I know everybody out there is probably like, he is lying here.
No, I don't think you're that
This is the
creative.
God's honest truth, and I don't know any other
I
way to
don't think
tell
you're-
this, but the way that I've seen it.
Yeah, I couldn't make up something like that.
She's there. What was that with the muffins? Yeah, they grabbed the muffins and were eating them up. I don't want to say the lady's name, but she ends up telling me that this particular animal, Bigfoot, was 8 years old, but she was, 6'6", 6'7", and like I was telling you, she was very, very mature. And
He's talking about her breasts.
while I'm sitting there, I'm looking, I'm staring just like crazy. And, I probably might have stared at her breast way too much. Everybody can think of that.
There it goes.
It is
Now
what
it's
it
getting
is.
good.
And
She gives me a nasty look.
She gave me a very mean look
Yeah.
and a dirty growl.
Like, don't look at my
Typical
breasts.
woman.
Typical woman.
Typical,
And,
that's not-
I can read minds, and
That's not
I
right.
wasn't thinking nothing like that. I hope I
Yeah,
wasn't.
right. Yeah,
Like,
right.
Yeah.
God forgive me, but I mean, she was she was very attractive. And there's a picture on the internet, and it's you can't see her lower area because it's very hairy. But you know, I mean, she was very tall and muscular, but she had a shape, and
This
she had a
bug.
hairy little butt.
Hairy little butt.
And you know, she was, I mean, it was fascinating. You know, it was a beautiful specimen. Is the way I put it.
No, I get it. I get it.
You know, you can go to the zoo and see a beautiful lion, and it's like, man, that thing's really
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah, you didn't want to touch the lion's butt,
So
though.
this thing's actually talking.
Yeah, this is nice, isn't it?
This is neat, man.
We made it to the brewery. It looks really nice. I can't wait to see what it looks like.
I'll just use the parking camera.
Look at this crazy technology, by the way. How in the world does this mob...
Look at that turn.
It's like a drone pops out and is like hovering above us. Not really. It's computer generated, but it's fascinating. All right, we're here.
That car.
All right, so we made it to Heist Brewery in Charlotte. And this is the wall that we're going to be hanging paintings on. It's going to be the 1st of August. So it'll be all along this front wall here. So yeah, awesome. And it started pouring down rain as soon as we got here. But yeah, so far so good. Mission accomplished. Now let's go have a beer. All right. It's pizza time.
Yeah.
And we're gonna take a little trip through Charlotte downtown and check it out while we're here. Check out the bidlins and whatnot.
The Bidlands. So, me and the most famous guy that you don't know yet had some of the best pizza, the best driving scenery, cool art space. I don't know what
The
else.
pizza was amazing, man. I'm so full right now.
Got to hang out with a cool dude,
Yeah, if you're
Toby.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Toby, for everything. The Heist Brewing is pretty awesome. Very pleasant surprise, and it looks like they do a lot of business. But I can't wait to see my paintings up in there. It'll be nice to reach a new audience, you know. But yeah, I'm really full from the pizza, so it's hard to talk. But we were listening to the crazy Sasquatch episode earlier on the way down here. It really made time go by, and I kind of wanted to get Eric's reaction to the crazy stories that we heard, like the lady taking care, like running the daycare, Sasquatch daycare, and Spongebob on the TV and all that.
Yeah, that was funny.
What are your takeaways? It's not a story to gauge your
So
whether you're on the fence or you know on which side. If it's not a good story to try to prove that Sasquatch is a real thing, because it probably disproves some. If somebody's on the fence and heard that, they're just like, yeah, that's total bullshit.
I don't know. It seems like that would be, like the likely scenario that you'd have Sasquatch kids, and then
Yeah, I mean, it all makes sense to me.
the
But
details made sense too.
I'm a believer, or not a believer. I don't even like to say that, but I believe. My thinking is there's enough evidence that they're real. So I feel like beliefs are for religion, and I'll leave that to religion. But it's not a belief of whether you think Sasquatch is real or not. It's whether or not you think the evidence is sufficient to think that it's real. So it's definitely sufficient to give it some thought, if nothing else. So if you completely dismiss it without even seeing, knowing anything about it really, except for garbage you see on TV.
Yeah.
There's thousands and thousands of stories that are concurrent. They're not embellished. There's, except for the subject matter, they're mundane stories, and definitely not glorified. So I don't know. How you feel about it? Do you think that they're? I won't be offended either way.
I think that, well, in general, I mean,
it's almost impossible for me to think otherwise, because it's everything lines up. They're all over the world. There's these different versions of the same thing.
Well, I can't really take away from someone else's experience, and I can't say that they're wrong. I've never seen one, but I don't have any reason to say they don't exist either. That one guy that told his story, and he seemed all kind of frantic, and he was all over the place.
Oh yeah.
He was talking a bunch about aliens and stuff too. Like he's one that people would be like, oh, of course.
Yeah, he's a nut.
Crazy.
Yeah. Because he's so emotional about
but
it.
the hunter that described his experience.
Yeah, he's talking about Carrie Arnold,
even the lady
from
that played
Bigfoot Odyssey.
Yeah, and then the lady with the TV show for him, the SpongeBob. That.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's totally. It's not like out of the realm of possibility. It's not like supernatural stuff going on. Like it's totally. It's a crazy story, but at the same time, it's totally a possibility. Like I've heard of weirder stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
you have all these accounts.
In the end, they're animals. Like so, it's not like he was saying they were doing things. They weren't floating around or, changing shapes or anything like that. It was totally like a possible biological occurrence. You know what I mean? Like, it's totally possible. And I don't think the guy is making this stuff up. As crazy as it is, I don't think people are that creative, honestly. And it's not, rehearsed.
Yeah, they are. But
there are some that are, but I don't.
Why would you make something like that up? Like, of all the things that you could say you saw or did. Like,
most people don't even want to talk about it because people think they're crazy.
Yeah. So on a limb, just telling their story.
All right, everybody. If you watched this far, bless your hearts. We appreciate you watching Fruit Loop Films. And until next time, keep your loops fruity. And we'll see you guys again soon. Peace.
I think it ate him. Man, I swear to God, it ate him.
Wow.
I
Really took a turn for the worse.
It ate him. I just know it. My God, it's nice of you to say it didn't, but I think
It's nice of you to say it
Oh,
didn't.
shit.
Because Wes said, I don't think he ate him.
No, I hear you, Greg. I don't. The reason why I don't think it ate him is these things